They tried slandering him as a racist, a sexist, a bigot, a deplorable. They tried Russia. They tried Ukraine. It all failed, and he succeeded for the American people. Now they're going to try to pin coronavirus on President Trump as a last-ditch effort to sabotage his re-election. The left is lower than low and pathetic. Yeah, I have some final thoughts. Well, they've done it, folks. They have started to blame an epidemic that started in China and quickly became a pandemic that has spread to almost 50 countries, including the United States, on President Trump. The stock market took a huge hit. The number of cases in the United States are growing. People are nearing national panic, and more aggressive steps are likely on the way. And the left is salivating over it. Why? Because they will use anything and everything to fulfill their irrational and obsessive hatred of this president. They've been cheering for a recession for over a year now, and if you think they're going to pass up a chance to use a global health pandemic against Trump, you haven't been paying attention for the last 4 years plus. Now, I was in full agreement with Senator Tom Cotton on this when he warned about the need for a total travel ban almost a month ago.
Now, look at China's own actions. They have quarantined 60 million people, 60 million, more than the entire population of our West Coast. They've shut down schools indefinitely. Classes canceled nationwide indefinitely. Hong Kong, a part of China, has basically shut down all travel from the mainland. That's why it is essential that we immediately stop all travel on commercial aircraft between China and the United States. Making exceptions, of course, for American citizens to come back, as we just brought back yesterday, allowing essential trade to flow as long as crews on ships and aircraft are not allowed to go into the general population in America, and making exceptions, of course, for medical personnel to go into China to try to get a handle on this.
Why didn't we do it then? Why didn't we establish a full and complete travel ban from affected regions of China when we heard about the first cases there? If this is indeed a contagious virus, then why the hell would we ever monkey around with that? Sorry, but American citizens or not, if you were in the affected region, you shouldn't get a feel-good, fluffy pass back to the United States to spread it here. If that hurts your feelings, too bad. We're talking about life and death here, and feelings don't matter. And now it's here, and of course, it's here in California. What a shock. All because we mollycoddled. And goody, now we don't even know the source of this California case. That's comforting. But now, of course, Pelosi and her ilk are using this outbreak as a pathetic and thinly veiled attempt to blame the president, vice president, and administration. When Vice President Pence was tasked with leading the federal government's response, Pelosi couldn't help but take a cheap shot.
I expressed to him the concern that I had of his being in this position, while I look forward to working with him, about his, when he was governor of Indiana, slashing the public health budget and having some clinics, one especially a Planned Parenthood clinic, close, which was the only place where there, in that Scott County, where you could get tested for HIV and AIDS.
What the hell does that have to do with anything right now, Nancy? Oh, and Nance, when the people of your district are shooting up heroin and defecating in the streets, you don't get to talk about an epidemic till you deal with that one. Mark my words, this coronavirus panic is just another opportunity for a witch hunt. We knew they would never stop. Yes, it's a serious thing. Yes, we need to address it. But we all know no matter what this president does, he will be blamed and criticized.
Had I not made a decision very early on not to take people from a certain area, we wouldn't be talking this way. We'd be talking about many more people would have been infected. I took a lot of heat. I mean, some people call me racist because I made a decision so early. And we had never done that as a country before, let alone early. So it was a bold decision. It turned out to be a good decision.
It was a bold decision, and my only criticism of his response is that he should have done it sooner and it should have been more expansive. But what really gets me is these slimy Democrats blaming Trump for an underwhelming response. This coming from a party that cries racism over travel bans, border enforcement, and any kind of America First policy this president suggests, implements, or advocates. And speaking of America First, be vigilant, my friends. The Democrats and the global left are going to start forcefully pushing more global government government control, more influence for the UN and the World Health Organization. Be very cautious of that. If you think expanding big government in the USA is bad, wait till global big government starts expanding. And you want to protect Americans, protect the border, ban travel when necessary, and become economically as independent as possible so we aren't reliant on foreign governments, especially global government. Oh, and don't eat bats. Those are my final thoughts from LA. God bless and take care.